it's the end of the road that could run longer for several reasons. We ask, why do some people live longer than others? A data scientist on one of the potential factors.
If you have wonderful, dependable friends, you're the happiest in healthiness because you're doing prudent planning and persistent things.
Plus, what one life expectancy expert says you can do now to keep living happy and healthy.
It's worth about 6 extra years of life expectancy, and probably the most important thing you can do today.
Let's get some answers. Now on The Why with Lauren Magarino.
Thanks for spending some time with us. I'm Lauren Magarino, and you are watching The Why, where we do things a bit different than your average news program. We like to go beyond just the headlines for a better understanding of the trends that are shaping the world as we know it. Recent headlines paint a grim picture produced by the pandemic. U.S. life expectancy took another hit in 2021 after a previous drop in 2020. According to the CDC, life expectancy fell to 76 years. It's the lowest it's been in the U.S. since 1996. Despite the decline, experts anticipate more and more people to live longer as the years pass. The latest census, which was released in February of 2020, forecasts that life expectancy by year 2060 would hit 85 years old. Again, this forecast was before the pandemic, and we won't see another census until 2030. But the projected increase by about 6 years is noteworthy, and it's been an ongoing trend for years. The United Nations estimated there were 23,000 people who were alive over 100 years old in 1950. That number is now over 500,000. So why do some live so long? That is our big question. Is it plenty of vitamin D, strong genes? Health and wellness reporter Lindsay Thies takes a look.
In the famed words of Benjamin Franklin, in this world, nothing is certain except death and taxes. And for some, the end of the line in life is a bit longer than others. The U.S. life expectancy is 76 years, according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Others, though, are living beyond that benchmark. Government numbers show there are more than 72,000 centenarians in the U.S., or those who've reached the age of 100. The CDC predicts life expectancy for all Americans will grow to 85.6 years by 2060. They credit patterns in mortality caused by more vaccinations, fewer infectious diseases, and alcohol and smoking prevention programs. Jan Gans is already past that.
6 months into my 91st year, and I can't quite figure out how I got to be 90. And as I told somebody, it happens one day at a time, and all of a sudden it's like, what?
She celebrated her 90th birthday in April, surrounded by friends and family at her home in Sarasota, Florida.
But the party was beautiful. They put so much planning into it.
If you're wondering what her secret is to staying happy and healthy.
Well, I play Mahjong several times a week. I go to the gym twice a week. Doesn't mean that's fun, but necessary. I try to do water aerobics, and I try to entertain at least once a week. And I go out socially.
The number of Americans 90 and older has nearly tripled since the 1980s. But Jan still has some way to go to reach the bar set by these two, Jean-Louis Calmet of France and Jérôme Kimura of Japan. The oldest female and male who lived to 122 years and 116 years, respectively, according to Guinness World Records. Family members say Calmet had a good diet, but had a sweet tooth and ate about 2 pounds of chocolate a week. Kimura's life motto was reportedly, eat light to live long. There might actually be some truth to the old saying, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. A study out this year in the Journal of the American Medical Association shows obesity and diabetes can deter how long we live. Researchers recommended a Mediterranean diet focused on seafood and veggies and went light on meat and sugar. Regular exercise can slow down father time too and reduce the risk of diabetes and heart disease. German researchers analyzed a handful of studies and determined regular exercise can add almost 4 years to some people's lifespan. Good genes also factor in. It's estimated about a quarter of the variation in lifespan is dictated by genetics. Yet the science to all the specific genes and how they help longevity is still in the works. And then there's lifestyle. The more seniors can stay mentally active, the more it can prevent Alzheimer's disease. That's according to the National Institute on Aging. It's something Jan Gans at 90 has been able to avoid even through isolation during the pandemic.
So I spend time reading, interacting on the computer with people playing Mahjong and games, and it was just a different time. And you feel very blessed that you got through that and were able to come out not feeling scarred by a lot of it.
When asked what advice Gans has for others looking to live a long and happy life, she gave an answer that's reflective of how she's lived hers.
Be kind and smile. If you go out with a smile, you're always going to meet somebody. And I think kindness, especially in today's world, is going to go so far.
Lindsay Thies, Newsy.
That was Lindsay Thies reporting.
But I just think that just your overall attitude, not going overboard on anything, and mainly keeping busy, involved. I didn't realize it at the time that I have to contribute it to that, not just scotch.
That's Floridian Jan Gans, who you heard from earlier. She turned 90 in April. If you could believe it, she looks amazing, surrounded by friends and family. Gans is one of an estimated 1.8 million nonagenarians in the U.S., or those who are between 90 and 99 years old.